Hello everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm going to take you along on how to make flour tortillas. These tortillas can be used for burritos, egg burritos, tacos, enchiladas. Just vary the size in which you make them, and they are extremely versatile.
First off, we're going to need 3 cups of flour, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder, one teaspoon of salt. Mix it all together. We'll need 4 to 6 tablespoons of butter. I have here about 5. We're going to soften it in the microwave. And then we'll add our softened butter to our dry ingredients. Begin mixing it together, and when there are pea-sized pieces of dough, then you know that you've incorporated the butter enough. We're going to get our hands in there to make sure that we soften up the butter pieces and incorporate it into the flour. We're going to add 1 1/4 cup of warm water, and then we're going to begin kneading it with our hands. And you're going to knead it until everything comes together. It's in a nice smooth ball. Then we're going to let it rest. Put a towel over it for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we will turn it out onto a floured surface, and then pull 1-inch pieces of dough off, and we're going to start forming balls. You're going to pull it behind and then tuck it in to create tension. And so we're going to do this with the entire ball of dough. And you'll notice that I am not being particular about size, so I will end up with varying sizes of tortillas, which is just fine. You can take more than 1 inch of dough if you want to have larger tortillas. So here I have a lot larger of a ball pulled off the dough. So this one will probably be a larger tortilla for a burrito.
Alright, so now we have all of our dough balls rolled out, and we're going to let it rest for another 5-10 minutes. The reason why you want it to let it rest for a while is because when you work the dough, it becomes tough, and so you let it rest so that it can relax and becomes a lot more pliable. So we'll put this cloth on it, give it about 5-10 minutes to rest, and then we'll roll them out. All right, now that we're all done letting these rest, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these away so we can put them in the freezer. You just need a Ziploc bag and just put them in the bag however many. See. So we'll leave a dozen out. I'll give it a little less than a dozen. So I have about half of the tortillas in here that are going to go in the freezer, and I'm going to make these half. This will probably last us a week, and this will be for next week. All right, we're going to start rolling these out. And first what you're going to do is you're going to stretch a little bit. Put some flour down. And get your rolling pin. And try to keep a circular shape. These are going to be a mixture of small and medium tacos. And then set that off to the side and do the next one. This one is probably a little bit smaller than I'd like for anything useful, so I'll probably give it to my 1-year-old. Just flour the rolling pin if it's sticking. Alright, there we go. And just do that to every single one until you've rolled them all out. Alright, now that we have all of our tortillas rolled out, now we need to turn on our griddle on high heat, and when it is hot we will start cooking these. Now that our griddle is hot and ready to go, we can turn down the heat just a little bit, and we're going to put on our tortillas, just 2 at a time. And you'll have them on there for about 30 seconds, and you'll watch that it will start to bubble and start to puff up. So you can see the bubbles that are starting to form over here. This is why I like this recipe, because it creates a very fluffy, soft tortilla, not very chewy. After about 30 seconds, we're gonna flip it. This is a very fast process, so you don't really want to try to be multitasking, or you'll risk overcooking it, and then it will be very brittle. And so it will not be very nice for burritos or making enchiladas or even tacos. Nothing will stay in your tortilla. As you can see, it's still puffing up on the other side. It's been about 30 seconds, so we're going to take it off. And it's been brown, so we know that it's another sign that it's done. So we're going to do this to all of them. So as you can see, the bubbles are starting to form. It's starting to puff up. I still have it on very high heat. I have noticed that the higher the heat, the faster it goes, so that it doesn't dry out as much. Here is our finished product. Flour tortillas, homemade, hand rolled. These are really good eaten fresh. They start to get stale about after 2 days. So make sure that you eat them pretty quickly after you make them.